Usually weekends are pretty dry for news, but I actually have some good news and some videos this weekend, and a little bit what I consider bad news. I'll take care of the bad news first, and then trust me, I haven't gone on the hate train or anything like that. There is some very cool stuff happening that just broke that I'm trying to put stories together for as well for the weekend. But for right now, this was a video that I had already been working on, and so I'm going to go ahead and cover it. And, for me, I hope that it is a thing that fails. Like, I usually am hoping that Microsoft stuff doesn't fail, but in this particular instance, I hope that it fails spectacularly, because I don't want to see this be a success. And if it is a success, I think that it would be the end of Xbox as we know it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. Now, there's a big shakeup at Xbox. Xbox executive Kareem Chaudhry is leaving Microsoft after more than 26 years at the company. His last day was yesterday, and his departure has triggered a lot of shakeups among teams inside Xbox itself. His departure comes just 6 months after a big shakeup of Xbox leadership and amid continued changes to Microsoft's gaming strategy. Chaudhry has been focused on Microsoft's AI plans for Xbox in recent months, which include a new AI Xbox chatbot, and they revealed earlier in the week that Chaudhry was also key to Xbox's backwards compatibility support and helped bring Xbox Cloud Gaming to life as xCloud in 2019, which again, that was kind of a failure. I'm actually not upset at all that kind of failed. I don't want to see cloud be the way that we game. Anyway, Microsoft is now moving Chaudhry's former team, Xbox Emerging Tech, to the Xbox hardware side that's headed by Rowan Sones. A new Xbox experience and platform team has been created with Ashley McKissick and Kevin Gamble leading what's reportedly a push to improve the Xbox experience across Xbox consoles. They're taking a little bit of focus on consoles for a change. The shakeup comes as Microsoft continues, and this is the part that really kind of would maybe lead to some negativity here. Consider strategy changes for Microsoft's gaming division. Earlier in the year, Microsoft placed a number of previous Xbox exclusive games on the PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch, with Sea of Thieves set to launch on Sony's console on April 30th. Now, here's the tricky part. Sources familiar with Microsoft's plans say that the company continues to evaluate other Xbox exclusive games coming to PS5, understanding that Sea of Thieves will be a key test for whether other games might make their way to the PlayStation 5 or Nintendo Switch. Microsoft is also working on next-gen Xbox hardware, with gaming chief Phil Spencer continuing to tease a potential for an Xbox handheld, which he talked about a little bit in a recent interview with Polygon, hinting that Xbox could potentially get some PC stores, but I call BS to that part. As the Xbox strategy continued to evolve inside Microsoft and Chaudhry's departure triggers more shakeups, Microsoft is in the middle of planning for its big summer showcase, which I think is, pretty good news. We're hearing lots of things about that. Understandable that it's supposed to take place on Sunday, June 9th. And Microsoft is currently planning to announce a new Gears of War game and some other things. Maybe I'll cover that in a separate video as well. But anyway, seeing that Sea of Thieves would be like the metric decider on if they should bring other games to PlayStation, I hope the game fails spectacularly, right? And anyway, not just that, but what do they consider a success? Because I think I went over this in another video that I did previously. So, for instance, this is a $40 game. If they sell 5 million copies of it, that's $200 million. That $200 million doesn't go to Microsoft. You have to give Sony their 30% cut. You have to take away what you use for marketing and what you paid the developer to port it over the past year. So all in all, maybe Microsoft makes 100 million, maybe less. If it does 5 million, right? That would be on the high end, in my opinion. So that's not a lot. That's not a big situation where people are going to look at this thing and go, okay, well, this is huge and this is definitely worth our while to port these games to it or whatever. Personally, I think, listen, Sea of Thieves, 6-year-old game. Like, if people really wanted to play it, they could have bought it on an Xbox One. They could have bought it on PC, Steam. They could have played it through Game Pass. Again, like, I don't buy into this whole thing that people would refuse to, play these games the way that, the people are trying to make it out to be. Like, it's the same thing with like Halo. People go, oh man, Halo would do great on PlayStation. I'm like, wouldn't the people that were on PlayStation have played Halo at some point? And if they really love that game, wouldn't they have just bought an Xbox? Like, to me, that'll never not be the case. Like, if you're someone that loves Halo, right? Like, I buy a whole console in a PlayStation just to play stuff like God of War. So I know for a fact that people can do that exact same thing and buy an Xbox to play Halo if you like Halo, right? Xbox, like, you can play Halo Infinite on an Xbox One, and those things are cheaper. You can pick one up for $100 or less. So I know for a fact that if people really wanted to play an Xbox or play Halo, they could have played it. They could have played it on any kind of junk PC as well. So yeah, that's sort of the way that I look at these things when they're kind of announced like that. I think that it's kind of nonsense to think otherwise. I honestly don't see these games, and so far the ones that did release on PlayStation they aren't exactly burning up the charts. So yeah, I don't exactly consider those to be like amazing things or whatever. But us as fans, we're going to sit there and look at this, and I think we have to look at it from a little bit different perspective. And I hope that Microsoft understands what they're doing, because at the end of the day, if you're planning to come out with new hardware and things like that, I hope that they understand that you need console exclusives. You need games that are going to push the platform and that differentiate it. I think, like, if you're going to launch a console, the next couple of years is key important for Microsoft. If they put more games on PlayStation, people are going to notice that, and people aren't going to like it. So, I look at that as a situation where, hey, you can do better than that, and you can do better than that. You have to do better than that for fans. At the end of the day. So, hopefully, that's something that happens before too long. I don't know. Microsoft can definitely do better, in my opinion. So anyway, that's just my hope anyway. So you guys might feel differently. I don't know. Like, Microsoft, I think, really has to kind of open things up and make sure that they have things to offer. I don't care. People might go, oh, a handheld, that would be great. Well, I mean, a handheld without exclusives is just a Steam Deck that sold 3 million units. So how great is that? Like, and then somebody else might go, oh, well, you'd be able to play the PlayStation games that they have on Steam. No, because you have to get certification for those, just like the Steam Deck, right? Like, Sony would decide where their games go and where they would be playable and where they wouldn't be. So people that think that it would be this huge win, I don't know. Like, it wouldn't be the win that you think. And people could really just go around Microsoft's ecosystem. You wouldn't have to pay to play online. You could buy games cheaper because PC games are cheaper, right? So who does that help? How does that do anything for Xbox? Like, to me, nothing. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, though. I'll link this in the description. Rack 'em up. Prep Gamer out.